Hello, and welcome to the Love is Stronger Than Fear podcast. I'm Amy Julia Becker, and this is Season 1, Prepare Him Room, Advent Reflections. I'm so happy you're here with me to consider what happens when God shows up in the midst of the eggnog, gift wrap, holiday cards, tinsel, and let's be honest, the stress and the joy of this time of year. Thank you for listening. This is the podcast for December 24th, Birthday Party for Jesus. John chapter 1, verses 14 through 18. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testified concerning him. He cried out, saying, "This is the one I spoke about when I said, 'He who comes after me has surpassed me because he was before me.' Out of his fullness we have all received grace in place of grace already given. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is in closest relationship with the Father, has made him known." Our tradition on Christmas Eve is to throw a birthday party for Jesus. We go to a service at church and come home to a feast of steak and mashed potatoes and green beans. We bake a chocolate cake. Then we retire to the living room, and the kids play carols on the piano and reenact the nativity story by setting up a homemade creche on the coffee table. Years ago, William solemnly added some American Girl dolls at Jesus' manger with the explanation, "These are the gifts from the wise men." After Mary, Joseph, Jesus, the shepherds, the angels, and the animals, and the American Girl dolls are all assembled, we sit in a circle as a family from toddler to grandparents. And then we read one additional passage from the Bible. This is Matthew chapter 25, verses 34 through 40. "Then the king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me.' Then the righteous will answer him, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?' The king will reply, 'Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me.'" We read that passage, and then we conclude our party for Jesus by giving him the gifts he has requested. We write down one act of compassion that we have given to another human being in need over the course of the previous year. This year, we're also going to write down one time someone gave us that gift this year, the gift of presence, of coming to us in a time of need, of being Christ to us when we were sick or hungry or broken or tired. Those are the gifts Jesus asks for, gifts we all have the capacity to give, gifts that remind us that beyond the food and the stuff, there is a God who longs to be celebrated through acts of love and kindness. As we approach the mayhem and celebration of Christmas morning, we remind ourselves that the gifts Jesus asks for are those of a humble heart, a contrite spirit, and a willingness to give ourselves in love to those in need.
Thanks for listening to Season 1 of the Love is Stronger Than Fear podcast, Prepare Him Room. For more information, including a free PDF version of Prepare Him Room, go to www.amyjuliabecker.com. While you're there, you can also find out about Amy Julia's books, White Picket Fences, Small Talk, and A Good and Perfect Gift, and when she'll be speaking in your area. Thanks again for listening, and please do consider reviewing this podcast wherever you got it, and please share it with someone else who might enjoy it.